A wonderful good morning. I don't think I can say good morning anymore because it's around lunchtime today here. Welcome to our second live stream, our second scalping session here on the good, the bad, and the Bitcoin. I say we because I'm still expecting Jonatan, our favorite Swedish trader scalper, to join here, but he just texted me that he has a little bit of issues with his PC connection at the moment. So let's see if he managed to get things up and running and can maybe pop in later. As always, we want to see if we can catch some juicy trades here today live for you. We're going to be, of course, on the lower time frames here as we try to find some nice and decent setups where we can scalp. Going to concentrate more again, potentially on meme coins here. Why that is so, not because I love meme coins so much. Actually, I think eventually they'll all go to zero. But we've seen some, of course, decent volatility and decent liquidity, especially also in meme coins lately. And of course, we want to try to capitalize on this. We are trading here with an account that was provided to us by the Weex exchange. So we have around 10,000 US dollar TIFA on that currently that we are going to try to trade up and multiply within the next really months that we are going to do this here. Of course, as already the title suggests here of our live stream today, we are going to have a little bit of a giveaway, I think it's called, where you can win 100 US dollars in trading bonus on the Weex exchange. And all you need to do for that is you need to follow the link in the description, which will lead you to this here. You need to click on this link to open an account with Weex. That is, of course, completely free, doesn't come with any obligations. After you've done this, you need to put your Weex UID number, which is the one you see up here, UID, on the top right when you are on their platform. You need to put this on here so later on Weex can assign you the trading bonus. And of course, everything you win with this trading bonus, trading-wise, you can keep for yourself. So at the end of the stream, in about an hour, we are going to live draw one lucky winner. Last week it was Etienne from South Africa. I hope he managed to earn some money with his trading bonus. Just got a notification also from Jonatan here that he's going to soon join us here as well. And of course, you know, it's a good way. Actually, your chances are pretty high. We are still pretty new in doing this live format, so we're not going to have like thousands of viewers here. I think last time we had like 20 viewers or something like this. So high chance you can win this. Give it a shot. It's a great exchange if you want to start trading as well. Yeah, I said earlier that I would like to concentrate a little bit on meme coins, and for two reasons. Like, for example, this one, Popcat US dollar TIFA. So here's the trading view on this. I'm going to explain a little bit here how my trading system, it's a rather new trading system that I'm trying out at the moment for scalping, is working, and I'm going to walk you here through the setups. And I think if I heard correctly, somebody joined. There he is, the man, the myth,
hello.
the legend from Sweden.
Yes, here I am.
Welcome.
Thank you. I got I don't have the best camera today. I have a smaller one right here because the other one is. Yeah, I've packed the one. I've already packed the one, so I'm bringing that one on the vacation.
Oh, so we are going to see some live footage from you on vacation. It's called a vacation. You're not supposed to trade, you know.
Yeah, well,
I know. When I was last time on vacation, I also couldn't keep my hands off the markets.
You know what? It's like I'm always. It's almost like I'm looking forward to having the time to look at the charts more because you know it's been a lot of work at home here in the office. So going on vacation is actually like I can focus on the charts.
Yeah, but that's the nice thing, if your hobby is if your passion, better to say, I don't want to call it a hobby, more passion is what you earn your money with. Also, that blurs the line between your free time and the time you sit, your passion time, so to say, or your work time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's awesome to be able to. I mean, I think I remember before I was trading, I was working in healthcare, very boring job. Didn't really look forward to each day, and especially did not look forward to Mondays. But now it's like I'm on on the weekends. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of I did all my trade plans, on Sunday, and then like when all the plans are done, I'm like, I look forward to trading these ideas.
Yeah, I absolutely get what you mean, and that's the nice thing with crypto. You don't get a single day off all year, but I have to force myself, obviously, to get off as well. Yeah, I was just introducing our sweepstake today, so that we're giving away the $100 trading bonus, and this time I'm going to do it in a smarter way, also not revealing any email addresses like last time.
That's right.
So that was a bit of a F up. And I wanted to walk the audience a little bit through a trading system that I designed. It's like a bit of a discretionary one, but like my view, how I try to decipher a little bit what's going on the lower time frames. I said already, like if we engage in scalping here, where we really just want to snipe out a little, 0.10, 0.20% or something out of a market, I'm probably want to concentrate again on some of the meme coins, especially Popcat here, because it has a really nice volatility. And we currently have here on Weex, not we, but Weex has this offer that you can trade it without any fees. So no maker fees and zero taker fees, which is of course very, very nice when you want to scalp the markets, because if you do this like 25 times a day, it really leaves more money in your pocket. It puts the odd more in your favor. It's like a little bit like playing roulette then without having the issue that there's a zero, when you want to trade or want to gamble a black and red. Not to say that we try to gamble here, but naturally, of course, since we are on the lower time frames, there is more random noise. And you cannot expect such a high hit rate that maybe normally you have when you trade like the daily charts or something like this, or in my case, like the very long-term things. Yeah, also, if you are watching this, because we are also streaming live on Twitter, or X as it's called now, if you're watching that live and you want to participate in the sweepstake, make sure to go to the YouTube version of this and click on the link there, because the link is not shared on Twitter, so we are just streaming there. Good. So, what's your take on the market at the moment?
Well, I think I'm looking at Popcat because you just had that one up here, and I'm actually looking at a potential. Looking at your screen as well, you have the 2021 EMA there. So with the, I think a retest of the 21 EMA. Like I think we want to short this. The problem is, well, actually. Yeah, we might actually be able to short it. I think we already had a pretty big move to the downside.
Yeah, it has been trading to the downside like really massively. See, we came all the way here a couple of days ago from 0.36 and all the way down to 0.25 almost. So that was quite a swing to the downside there.
Yeah, I think let's see if I can actually. Better if I share my screen.
You can, pop on your screen and then we'll look at that first.
Yeah, I think what.
Here we go.
So first what I'm watching is obviously we had this big move to the downside. So this is on the 4 hour. I do see that we're testing. We are probably having a reaction to this area now. But then to the downside we have this area here and then something happening here. So I'm thinking, if this move is going to continue, we do have some room to the downside here. Maybe at least, to that level. That is I'd say that's the first like low time frame level that we're seeing. So that's on the 4 hour. And then on the 1 hour, clearly a very clear downtrend. On the 50-minute, I would still argue that this is bearish. We do have that level though. Like we have that level, and we lost that, and we can create a zone between that one and this one, I think, and that kind of creates a good, that creates a decent level. Let's see, we have the low of this range. Let's put it right there. So going into the 5-minute, we closed the 5-minute candle as a bullish pin bar. It's a big wick on that one. Probably what happened was we came down, we hit this level. But what I'm seeing is I'm seeing more room to the downside. And if we go to the 1-minute, we have now tested this level right here, and we tested the 21 EMA. So that would have been my entry. So this, I mean, there's two things here. On the 1-minute, we could see a short, and that also aligns with the overall price action. But then we have I think this is the only level that's stopping us. But then again, that's the retest of that level. So I think what I would do is I would short this, and I would probably look at a trade with a that's not a short. It's a short. I would probably look at that one, and I'll only look for. Yeah, probably is the 1-hour trade here. We could take it all the way down here but then that would be almost like a swing trade.
That is a swing trade, yeah. And I also don't see necessarily, since we pretty much are moving sideways at the moment, that we take out the lower low there again or make a new lower low.
No.
Trend continuation, I agree with you. But on the 1-minute, we are now at the 21 EMA already. They're kind of all really stuck together there at the 200 minutes EMA.
Yeah, I would probably take a trade like that. That's and also if I add my indicator here, so you have a short signal on that one as well. That's pretty cool.
Let's do it then. We can enter slow here with 1,000 TIFA first.
Yeah.
Okay, open short. Here we go. Good. So let me quickly share my screen here that the people can see that.
So I guess the invalidation of this would be basically hitting the stop loss would invalidate this. I think.
Where did you place your stop loss for this one now?
At 2737. So 2737.
2737. We're going to place our stop. So 0.2737, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
For one, I still have to get used to this. This best one. Okay, I think this should be it, yeah? Here we go. Yeah, okay. Good. Stop loss is in. Take profit was a 1R, you said. So it's quickly.
Yeah, look at that entry. I think that is.
Yeah, I think that was a good entry.
Yeah. And I think
26.67 would be our take profit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think people watching this are like, why didn't we put the stop loss right above the entry or about the wicks or something? But I think these very wide stop losses is I like it, especially in crypto, because you never know what's going to happen. Like there is liquidity, right? But there still can be some weird things, because and also I'm liking the idea of having low R, because I completely I've switched my mindset when thinking about the fact that if you're in a swing trade and you're looking for the market to move 100 or even 200 pips, you're asking for quite a lot. You're really it's like asking a friend for a massive favor, right? and they're like, that's going to be tough. I don't know if I can help you with that. But then you ask the same friend, like, oh, you use for very, very small favor, right? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem. So with the low R, looking for the small moves, it's like you're asking the market for just a small move, just a couple of pips, maybe even 10, somewhere between 10 and 20 pips for and it's such a huge difference, because your win rate will naturally be much higher, and it's easier to find that relationship between risk to reward. But of course, also it has a lot to do with psychological game.
That's the thing, I like the trading system I'm kind of trying out at the moment for the lower time frames, which is kind of a wild mix of other trading systems that I use. And this one is a lot about scaling in and out of the market, which is something I usually never do with swing trades. That's like one entry, and then I let the trade run, and it either hits my stop loss or my take profit. Here, because there's so much noise in the market, very often I find myself in a situation where I see, hey, if I would have scaled into that trade slowly over time, added to the position, this would have worked out great. What do I mean by scaling in? If I get a chart here, for example, and you see something like this area here, where yesterday we went all the way down from 28.67 to 26.15, which is quite a significant move. And by scaling in, I mean, for example, that in these areas where you see like these extra lines underneath the chart, which are from the sphere zone indicator, in combination with the RSI being below 30, at or below 30, to use this area to slowly buy yourself in the market, with the purpose of exiting the market when it returns to the median, which in this case is the 200 days moving average. Now, this yesterday wouldn't have been a very, very great trade. You would have been plus minus zero with this trade. I didn't take it, actually, this one. But this is like, works at least as a contrarian system very well. If you want to trade with a trend, of course, what you can also do is you trade those pullbacks here to the 50 or 21 EMA, which in this case would have exceptionally worked well. The only problem I have with this, is how do you catch a swing like this? How do you know really that it will start to trend down now, for example? You don't know that. It could also be always like a sideways phase. That's why for this trade, at least on the 1 minute chart, for waiting to trade with a trend, I really want to wait until the trend establishes itself. How's your view on this? Do you have like a method how you can determine, okay, this is going to be a trending phase now, or the market is going to stay choppy, like what we see here on the 1 minute chart, what kind of goes sideways and is somewhere in no man's land?
Well, I think for me, I just look at market structure, and look at price action, and if I see, I trade what I see. So if I see a trend, that's a trend. If I see that the trend we have, like for example, we have in a trend, we might have clear lower lows and lower highs, and then we'll see double bottoms, and after that we'll see double tops, and that's my sign to say like this trend might be ending, or things like that. So usually I don't really look at indicators too much to determine what, I don't use my indicators to determine the direction. I use indicators to determine entry points. That's basically
that's what I do also, like points. I call them maybe points of exhaustion, where the current trend, I'm by nature more of a contrarian trader. I realize over and over again. And so all these points you see here, for example, with these here, there's also a nice combination actually here that would have been a great signal. So where you see a combination of, they changed a little bit the handling of TradingView lately. So where you see like in sync, you have those nice red bars from your fear indicator. You have my RSI hooks indicator here that's trading underneath 30 in this case. So this would be a very good entry actually to enter the market and then try to exit the market here once either we return back to the 200 days moving average, or once you get those exhaustion bars here to the upside. Yeah, also not a bad signal here, by the way, the one here. Again, Also, we were over 70 here in the RSI. We got the exhaustion bars. Eventually, usually the market then returns to zero. However, this of course doesn't work all the time. Like we just saw yesterday, when the market starts trending, your greed and fear indicator, your RSI are not going to help you much, except with getting a good average if you want to go long here and don't want to trade with a trend. And usually my risk management then is not necessarily that I have like fixed stop losses in place and fixed take profits, because I always want to get out of a market once the market returns here to the 200 minutes EMA. I'll like gauge my risk more like by selecting not huge position sizes. So for this account, usually I would enter per position something like $500 or $1,000. Now you might of course say, if you're watching this, like, well, does that really make sense? I mean, they have a leverage of 20x, so basically you could trade a position size of 200,000 with this account. Yes, but I always have to keep in the back of my head that things can go very, very wrong. If a trend establishes itself for a very long time, over days and sometimes even weeks, and you choose to trade a 10K account with a position size of 50 or 100K, it's just a matter of time until you get stopped out. That's why I like to slowly scale into the markets. It's a bit unique. It's something that I not necessarily would do in swing trading. I do it in very long-term positions, of course, because everybody agrees, long-term, nobody can see where's going to be the absolute bottom, where's going to be the absolute top. We've discussed this so often for Bitcoin, you and me already, and how scaling in and scaling out makes sense. And the more I start to trade again on this really, really low time frames, and I haven't done this for really years before you and Alex got me into it again. And the more I realize that a lot of the stuff a lot of the techniques I actually use for long-term trading, I can also apply for short-term trading.
Yeah, it's amazing because you really understand the fractal nature of not only price action but the whole trading methodology. When you enter swing trade long term, you have a long term idea of that swing trade, but the technicals and the entries and everything like that can be applied in almost exactly the same way in on the lower time frames, which is very, very interesting.
I think so too. This is like, while we wait how our trade is going to perform here, maybe a little bit talk about Bitcoin. I just did a video on this also this week that you might want to check out, where I kind of compared what happened after the halvings in the last two cycles. So after the halving 2016, after the halving 2020. And from this, I try to look in the future what might happen down the road this year. And what I found there is, like, if things go normal, and up to now, I think for Bitcoin, we have every reason to believe that history is going to repeat itself, because we have this beautiful 4-year cycle of 3 years bull market, followed by 1 year of a severe bear market that has repeated. It's in the process of repeating itself. What is that now, for the 5th time, I think, or 4th time? So as traders, of course, we see these fractals, we see these price patterns, and so we want to trade them. And what I saw there is that probably if everything is going according to plan, like it did the last time, what we are going to see is that the real bull market, and my definition of a real bull market, when things really go frenzy, is once price leaves this upper green line here. So the green channel here is according to the logarithmic regression, where Bitcoin spends most of its time, where the price spends most of its time. The purple line is kind of the mathematical fair value. The red line here, the exhaustion pattern. And my definition of really a frenzy bull market is once we leave this area and then are in this not colored, this transparent area. So that would have been here after the halving of 2016. That was here after the halving of 2020. And this should kick into momentum if history repeats itself anywhere between late October, early November 2024 to February 2025, that we leave this green channel and then slowly are going to approach this upper band again. Now, leaving this channel in somewhere between November and February 2025 means prices north of 100,000 US dollars. If we want to leave the channel right now, we would need prices north of 90,000 US dollars. By October, November, of course, this line is going to be a little bit higher. We would need prices of over 100,000 US dollars. And remember, this is just when things really start kicking in. It can then, if it wants to touch the upper band here a year later, we should see prices around 200 to 300,000 US dollars. And I believe this is like something a lot of people don't realize yet, that this manic phase hasn't even started for Bitcoin. We've seen great profits, of course, since the low here at 16,500 US dollars, but it's nothing really out of the ordinary what Bitcoin's price action has done. It's really pretty much repeating, of course, with outliers to the north and south, what it has done so far the last cycles. What's your view on this, Jonatan?
Well, right now I'm looking at it, and I mean, it looks good, and this makes me want to buy more Bitcoin. And I'm thinking,
yeah, I know, and I know, guys, I sound like I'm always very outspoken about my opinion of assets, and of course, this is no financial advice. You always have to do your own due diligence, whether it's trading on the 1 minute charts, whether it's investing long term. But as somebody who has done this for such a long time, like for 25 years now, this is really out of the ordinary. You very rarely, I cannot really remember seeing a pattern like this that repeats itself over and over and over again in any other asset class than Bitcoin so far. Yeah, please.
Yeah. Sorry. So what I'm thinking is, okay. So looking at your chart, let's just say that we got a target of 160. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to pull up the MBRVC score as well. Let's see. Yeah, we're currently around 2. Yeah, so I think that aligns quite nicely. We might come up to 160 while we hit that number 6 on the MBRVC score. So, all right. So let's say you're talking to someone who does not own any Bitcoin, and they saw that chart and they did their own analysis, they did their own TA, and they came to the conclusion that, well, actually, it makes sense, So, and they believe in Bitcoin long term, so they want to buy Bitcoin at this level. And I'm thinking, let's see, I'm going to be adding the weekly 20. So I'm looking at this, and I'm really liking this trend. I'm really liking that trend, and we can also see if I pull on the fib here. If I can get I have the log on now, so I should go to. Can't be on log when doing this. Now with the fib. See if we have set. Okay, so that's the reload zone up here. And then we had the minus 1.5 and the minus 1.618. So I think that look about 160 is not a bad area. So now that's a huge move. So what if we used, let's just say we market buy right here, and I'm investing, let's say I'm investing $2,000. So let's say I like Bitcoin, I'm investing $2K. Like, how much money can you actually make of 2K? So I know for a lot of people 2K is a lot of money, and for some people 2K is not a lot of money. But I think in Sweden, I would say an average salary, that's like an average monthly salary in Sweden. Not
by the way, sorry to interrupt you. We have been stopped out of our Popcat position, so it seems like the market wants to change its structure here at the moment. But that's what a stop loss is for, no?
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, exactly. But I also wanted to show you before I continue with the Bitcoin analysis. I actually wanted to show you this. So this is a reason why I'm actually kind of moving away from EMAs. So looking at the EMAs here, they provide me with no edge because we're in the sideways market.
Yeah.
So what happened to me was at the beginning of this live stream, I pulled up the EMAs and I'm like, oh, we got a trend. We got a trend here. We get a setup. But then after we entered the trade, I looked at the 5 minute and I'm like, wait a minute, I know this setup. This is a break and retest.
This is it's a bit of a W structure, actually, no? Also.
Yeah, but if you look at this, so if you add the fib from that low to this one, and we bring on this one, make sure it's not on the log chart. We extend it here. So what we have here is actually we have that 5 minute bullish pin bar. And now we can draw a level just, through here. And what we see here now is a break and a retest. And on the retest, we hit the 0.618, we closed above the 50, and we printed a 5 minute bullish pin bar. So this is like a good example of how I would be trading this as a swing trade. And as a swing trade, I would enter on that candle, stops below the low, and then I would just exit at 1 hour. So that would actually have been a winning trade. And I think that, and that's actually a much better example of my trading strategy. And I think, now because, I'm not risking my own money, and I had this idea of like, I'm going to go into the stream, we're going to take a trade, we're going to have some fun. And like now, and then you look at price action, like, wait a minute, this is the trade,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nice. And especially you have a pin bar exactly at the 0.5, no?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful.
That's like what do you want to see, actually. Yeah, but this is, I think it's a good example, of how things sometimes can go wrong. Talking about going wrong, like I had this the other day also. I wanted to dedicate like a whole day just to scalp on the 1 minute chart. And I canceled like all appointments for like this day. I really have to concentrate on this because you guys know how it is, on those lower time frames, you really have to be there. You really have to be watching them. It's not like in swing trading or long-term trading that you take the trade and then much more often it's actually better to turn off your screens and not look at so much. Like you said earlier, when you're in for the 100 or 200 pips or $1,000 or $2,000 moves, if we talk about Bitcoin. So what happened is I slowly started scaling myself into the market on a short trade. And then my telephone rang, was something I had to take, something important with a business partner of mine. And so I was distracted. And the fatal thing was I didn't put in a stop loss yet for that trade. So while I was on the phone, like looking away from my monitors for like 15 minutes, the market went up like crazy. And I came back and I was sitting on a what I would like to call really a quite significant loss of almost $1,000.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't pay attention, because I was distracted, and because I was distracted, I forgot to put in a stop loss, to make sure in case something happens while I'm not concentrating on it, that at least I don't lose too much money in relationship to that account I'm trading there. So yeah, this is like a lesson learned. And after this, I was like so angry at myself. I was like, you were so stupid, Dirk. Why do you make a beginner's mistake like this, even after this long time, that I didn't have a mindset really for that day anymore. That I knew like if I would continue to trade that day, things would go from bad to worse. Because my mindset was not there anymore. I always would have had in the back of my mind, I need to catch up this money again. I want to earn this money back. And this is like the worst thing, at least for me, that I can have on my mind. I really need to be in this zone of almost Zen-like, where I don't care if it's going to be a winning trade. I don't care if it's going to be a losing trade. As long as I do my homework, I put in my stop loss, I put in my take profit, I have my trading plan. And that wouldn't have been the case. Is this for you also like this, that you need to have this one state of mind? And if you don't have it, it's probably not going to be the best of days for me to trade.
Yeah, I think for me, it's I need to be if I'm too positive. I think it's so weird because when I began trading in the beginning of my career, I always thought that I need to be positive. I need to be positive. I need to be happy to be able to trade well. But actually, what I've seen is my positivity and my positive emotions are actually what is what causes a lot of my problems, because I'm much better at trading when I'm cautious and when I'm a little bit fearful. But if I'm just happy, if I'm too happy, I tend to get a little bit impulsive, and my confidence is a bit too good, And what I need is, I need to be a little bit fearful. I need to be a little bit cautious to be able to trade well. So when I feel like if I'm a little bit stressed, if I'm very happy about something, if I'm making money, I need to make sure that I'm not trading. When everything's going well, I need to stop trading.
Yeah.
It's
overconfidence otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I found that it's very easy for me to become overconfident. It's much it's much harder for me to become too negatively affected by my trading, but it's very easy for me to become overconfident. So if I have a losing streak, it's difficult, but I don't really I continue. Like, I do the same thing is over and over. I continue. I have high level of resilience when it comes to that. But if I'm on a winning streak and I'm making a lot of money, I very quickly become overconfident. So it's like I have a peak, like I'm making money, I'm high win rate, high risk to reward. I'm making a lot of money, more money than I is used to be doing. And at that point, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
Because if I don't take a break at that point, I'm back to where I started in just a couple of days.
Yeah. I get what you mean. Like, this is a huge issue for me also for the long-term trading. I have my bias, and I know I did my homework, and I don't. It takes a lot for me then to kind of accept that other possibilities of the outcome can be there. Absolutely. I just opened a short trade, by the way, and in Popcat. I want to walk you through my entry here. So what I did here from my system, my RSI hooks indicator trading over 70. I'm getting from the greed zone bars, the markers here. So I want to trade here the return to median. So hopefully that the market is going down here to the 200 minutes EMA. Now, what can happen, of course, is if we get a phase like we did yesterday, where the market really starts trending, I'm going to add to this position 1,000 at a time when new signals appear again, to eventually then close it once we return to the median. With this type of trading strategy, you need to be very careful. However, don't really over leverage this. I didn't take a leverage of 1. It's a leverage of 1/10. Yeah, I have a 10K account, and I'm only having a position of 1,000 for a reason. This is because of risk management. So if you plan on trading something like this as well, don't throw all of your money or leverage like crazy on one trade. Actually, the worst outcome you can have then, that you are successful with that trade. And this gives you what Jonatan just talked about, this boost of confidence. You think of yourself, I'm exaggerating now a little bit, of course, that you are the master of the markets. And this is like a recipe for disaster, long-term at least. Might work out for a day or two, but not long-term. This is also a fairly new system. So these are like the first trades really I try with the system under real-life market conditions. I back-tested it. Of course, it worked really very well. But if you guys have back-tested a system before, you will find out that, it gives you an indication of what it can do under real life, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be profitable under real life.
No, that happens
I've
quite a lot.
This the hard way over and over again. Like, backtesting is
amazing.
important, but eventually, of course, you need to risk some money to see how it works under real circumstances. And it's so nice that we don't need to risk our money.
Yeah, I think
which of course puts more pressure on our shoulders as well.
But I think with this example right here, I think that's actually it's a good trade. You short resistance, but I think also there is a high possibility that you'll get stopped out of this one, and then you get a new signal. And I think it's very important that you don't miss out on the next signal. If you get stopped out, you used to look for a new one.
Absolutely.
I actually wanted to go back to Bitcoin.
Yeah. Oh, right. We were talking about Bitcoin. But quick reminder, guys, we have still 20 minutes to go. I know you need to leave around 1 today. So we're going to do the draw for our sweepstake. Also, maybe 5 minutes prior to 1, before we're ending this live stream. Remember, click on the link in the description to enter our giveaway. I can see we have 9 entries right now. So if you have a 10th one entering there, our sweepstake, you have a chance of 1 to 10, a 10% chance to win, and $100. That's a trade I would take, especially since I don't need to risk anything, right? But now let's talk about Bitcoin.
Nice. Okay. So, so let's say if now, if you're looking to get in on Bitcoin right now, obviously you have to accept the fact that the risk to reward is going to be low, because you're basically buying at all-time highs. So the risk to reward is going to be low. Now I'm thinking we have 2 levels of, well, actually we have 3 levels of invalidation. So the first one would be this area here. Make it like so. So that actually, let's make it a little bit smaller, probably stuff like that. So this would be like the first major support area, in my opinion, and then you have another one here, and then I'd say you have that one. So the third one at the bottom here, I think we don't really have to focus on that one too much, because if price goes down here, then that's a 60% move to the downside, and I think at that point it's you want to look if Bitcoin goes down here, you want to be buying Bitcoin, not getting stopped out, basically, is what I'm saying. So we have 2 levels of interest here for invalidation levels if you want to buy Bitcoin at this level. Now this one right here, I actually think that it's fairly likely that Bitcoin can come down and trade here before going to 160K.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's rather likely, But down here, much less still likely, but much less likely, I would say. Down here, not very likely, because we're looking at a 64, 65% move to the downside. But down here, that's a 40, ish move. That's likely, but not really likely. Up here, very likely. So what I would do is, if I would be looking for Bitcoin, to be buying Bitcoin here, is I would need that to be my invalidation level down here. Now, if you're looking to sell at around 160K, we're looking at a 3R, and I don't think you can ask for more. Tripling your investment on Bitcoin at all-time highs, that's crazy.
that's crazy, and we are not talking about time spent that you have to wait probably like years and years and years for it. We're probably talking about something like the next 1 to maximum 2 years, probably more like 1.5 years, that this will happen. And
I'm looking at it, I'm thinking if I see it as highly likely that will range around this area here, and so you might want to try to get entries somewhere around inside this zone. So if you layer your buys in this area, you're actually getting like a 4R. Now, let's say that you're investing 2K. Let's say you take one monthly salary. Maybe you have, if you have that saved up and you feel comfortable with that, let's say, 1 monthly salary would be like 20K-ish in Sweden. I mean, you're still making, 80 and, 8K. Over 8K in profits. So you're making, quite a lot. You're making, you could be making as much as up to like half a year of salaries, which is quite good. But then again,
it's really good.
Yeah, but then again, I mean, you got to be okay with losing that, and for a lot of people, that's a lot of money.
Absolutely, never trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Obviously, one question here I really want to answer here: we need to deposit anything to trade, or we can just trade that 100 US dollars. No, you don't need to deposit anything. You just need to open an account, and when you are eligible for the sweepstake and with the 100 US dollars trading bonus, you can trade. So no need to deposit anything, except of course you see, hey, trading is for me and I want to continue with this. Second comment here, I did not get free airdrops. What Weex told me is that after the sign up, the free airdrop of their token is coming 48 hours, I think, after sign up. You should get some WXT tokens. I'll have an eye though on that, and if I see that this doesn't work, I'll go and investigate, of course, with them then. Maybe if I can just quickly add to what you were saying just now. Of course, probably people are curious, hey, are we going down again? Do I get the chance at 58 or 55 or maybe even lower to still buy Bitcoin? And for me, what you need to watch here is one of my favorite longer-term indicators for Bitcoin, which are the bull market support bands. That's the yellow and red line here. And what normally happens if we close here underneath this blue moving average, which is the 8 weeks moving average. So this is a daily chart, but weekly moving average, as you are seeing here, is that Bitcoin will continue to go lower until it kind of hits the area around the bull market support bands. Now, these are currently trading at 60.5 and 61,800 US dollars. So should we see, and the next, we will know on Monday with the close here where the weekly moving average is trading then. I think 65,700 at the moment for the 8 weeks moving average. So should you see a closing beneath that, I would put my, if you want to buy Bitcoin, that is, I would put my limit orders around maybe 62,000 and 61,000 US dollars. Because you saw this the last time we closed underneath this. We went also all the way down, but didn't exactly touch the band. So it reversed this shortly before touching the bands. And you know, you don't want to miss out then on entering a trade like this just because your limit order was like $200 or $300 too low. So take this as a general direction, not like as a deterministic price where your limit order has to be. Could very well be that we take that swing to the lower side first, because that is, to be honest, also exactly what we saw after the last halvings. If we look here after 2020, we were trading sideways for a very long time. Then we suddenly had this surge up here to 12,000 US dollars, just for it to come down again to 10,000 US dollars or 9,000 US dollars, 9,600, I think below was around about. So this is a huge move that we had then. The same after 2016. We were also on the brink of leaving this green band already up here at 1,176 euro, just to drop all the way down again to 480 euro. So huge correction. I'm not necessarily saying that we are going to see a correction like this again before things really take up, but it is possible. Like it's possible, you know, and you just need to, of course, have then the guts to enter the market if that should happen. We cannot foresee that by all means. You know, don't quote me on, oh, Dirk said Bitcoin is going in October or November over 100,000. We could very well go down to 60, 55 or 50,000, but I don't want to bet on that. So my long-term position is there. And if we go down to this bull market support bands, I'm going to add to this position again, because this is what I've always done. And this is like my view on where Bitcoin will be going.
I actually found the MVRVC score indicator here. So that's actually really cool.
I saw that too, but somehow I couldn't get it to work really. Can you get it to work?
Yeah.
Here we go.
You can see it right here. So it says, you know, we're at, so if I'm checking, look into Bitcoin, we're currently at around 2, and it makes sense. This is it seems like this makes sense actually. So my target for this would be around number 6. So this is actually quite good. Good to have. There's quite a lot of, you go to MVRV and then you have C-score here. So there's quite a lot of different ones.
Nice. I tried it like a couple of weeks ago. I tried one out, but somehow it didn't really work. I didn't know what to make out of this, but this one seems to look good. This is exactly what you see at lookintobitcoin.com and so on as well. Nice.
Exactly.
Very important one. And I think last time you said you are going to expect a decline in alpha. So it's going to top out not at like 7 or 6.5, more like 5.5 or 6. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So around 5 or 6, if I'm putting a level here on 5, you'll see that is that level, and I quite like that level. And so somewhere between 5 and 6 is probably where I would be looking at.
Guys, by the way, you have about 3 more minutes to enter our sweepstake, and then I'm going to close the sweepstake and copy the entries into our wheel of fortune, so to say, so we can draw the lucky winner. So 3 more minutes to win the $100 in trading bonus. Go for it. So far we have 11 entries. And do me a favor, do not double enter with different email addresses. Gleam.io is quite good in spying or seeing like fraud entries. Of course, everybody only gets to enter one time. Be fair.
Yes, that's right. I'm gonna make that. Let's see if I can make it bigger.
The Popcat topped out a little bit here at 27.75, coming down a little bit now, trading here at the 21 minutes moving average. So this is, in my opinion, now going to determine, are we going to see a longer uptrend establish itself today, or are we going to see again the continuation of a sideways structure? So I'm prepared, should markets move up now, to short my second position whenever I see the combination of my RSI hooks indicator trading above. I should share my screen actually when I talk about this, right? Where is it? Trading above. Hold on. Trading above. Here 70 again, we topped out almost at 80 here just now, and I'm going to get those fear zone bars again above the chart, so then I'm prepared to add to my position. And later on, when we return then to the 2 minutes moving average, I'm going to close the position. Let's see how it works out. If probably we're not going to see the closure of this trades within the next 10 minutes until we end the stream. I have a Telegram channel as well, and you're not going to find the link underneath this video, but under my other videos on my channel. So if you want to join there, I'm going to, of course, publish a result of this trade later on there as well, because, you know, we want to not just talk about trading, we want to be as transparent as possible.
Where did you get that logarithmic regression? Is that your drawing, or is it an indicator?
It used to be on TradingView, but I was just yesterday actually informed by one of my viewers that it's not accessible there anymore. So I probably, if I find the time, I'm going to code one myself and then make it available for everybody. Shouldn't be that much work, in my opinion, actually. Good. I will share your screen quickly again because I need to prepare our sweepstake really quickly.
Yeah, okay.
This time, hopefully, without sharing email addresses.
Yes. Okay. So I'm setting up my MVRVC score here to kind of make a plan. What I'd like to have is, I'd like to see if I can make the red line here, if I can make that one solid. I think this is the C score and this is the MVRV. Now I think I'm really interested in the C score. Right, so that's the plot right there. We can make that this line. We'll make it bigger. Weird. Should not be line. Right, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to do is, because a lot of people, they, coming into the market and they're not really sure about where or when to buy Bitcoin, or if it makes any sense to be buying here. I mean, we're always going to have people that ask, like, can I buy Bitcoin right now? And I would most of the time say, we're all-time highs. You probably shouldn't be doing that. But with a plan, you can do anything in trading if you have the correct plan. And if you're okay with seeing your position move down 40 or even 50% from current prices, then buying here could be a possibility, because when we're looking at 160 or 170 as target, we're actually looking at a positive risk to reward. And that's everything we're interested in when it comes to trading. We're interested in a positive risk to reward. A lot of people, when they think Bitcoin, they think, we're gonna become millionaires. Well, you're not gonna become a millionaire buying Bitcoin here, unless you hold for, I don't know, 10 years. But that's different. Now we're talking about an actual trade and not investment. If you're investing in Bitcoin, if you're trading in Bitcoin, I would say pick a number that you're willing to lose. So pick a number that you're willing to lose, a number that if you lost it, you wouldn't really care. And then you make a plan for where to enter, where to have your stop loss. So I think this is a fairly interesting plan. Now, if you're investing in Bitcoin, you don't really think too much about levels. You don't really look too much at price action. All you have to do is just, figure out a price that you're okay with losing every month, and then you just put that into Bitcoin.
Yeah. DCAing is always a good plan for Bitcoin. Yeah. Good. Let's wrap it up, I would say.
Yep.
So I put all the names of contestants that had did enter the contest here into this Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Names, and I'm going to spin it now, and whoever's name comes up, congratulations, you will get a $100 of trading bonus for the Weex exchange. It's going to work that way, that Weex is going to directly contact you. That's why I requested you to enter the UID also. So just be patient, give them like 2 to 3 days maybe to execute, and then you will receive your bonus. So good luck to everybody.
All right, good luck. Let's see.
Is it Pinky Aurora? Is it? Oh my God. Pinky Aurora.
Nice.
I hope I pronounced that correctly. Congratulations to you. You've just won $100 in trading bonus that you are going to get directly from the Weex exchange. But if you didn't win, don't worry. Next Friday is going to be a new chance. I think you're going to be on vacation. And so might be that I'm going to be solo streaming there. I know you're thinking already how you can join.
Yeah,
so you can make the time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, Friday. I'm in the car. Maybe I can trade from my phone.
Well, let's see. We always can set up something spontaneous, of course, as well. Congratulations and thanks for joining us here today. Remember to also check out the Telegram channel where I will update you on how the outcome of this trade was. And yeah, I really plan also to do like 1 day a week really to concentrate on this account, to only scalp trade it, to see where we can grow the account in a couple of months. If we are going to grow it, maybe we are going to blow it. Who knows? No, I'm pretty confident we are going to grow it eventually. Yeah. And yeah, good vacation to you, Jonatan. And thanks for watching again. See you, everybody. Have a good one. Have a good weekend.